You see, I have this dream. It's this dream that they're trying to tell me is not my reality. But I realize that it's some kind of fallacy, and they trying to tell me that I have some other kind of malady, but I know that I must go through their formality so that I can make this dream my reality, because I can count on my mastermind, because it's my time to grind, and no matter how much dirt they put on top of me, can you see my shine? It's time to rise. Yo, good afternoon, everybody. How you doing? This is your coach, Uncle Renz, and I'm going to tell you guys why LaVar Ball, if you don't know who he is, I'm going to tell you who he is in a minute, why LaVar Ball is so hated by so many people and is so unlikable by so many people, because the man is a magician and he's getting what he wants, and he's teaching his kids how to be magicians too. What is a magician? A magician is somebody who can take the laws of nature, the laws of humanity, the laws of man, the laws of God, the universal laws, the hermetic laws, whatever laws you want to call them, is somebody who can take those laws and bend them to fit their will, to get the outcome in life that they desire. And I was watching an interview with LaVar Ball yesterday, after they had the NBA draft lottery. Now, if you don't know who LaVar Ball is, he is the father of Lonzo Ball. Lonzo Ball is coming out of UCLA. He's a top draft pick. You know, in my opinion, he should go number one. If Boston had any sense, they would pick him because they could use a two like him, especially with the little small dude, Isaiah Thomas. And nothing against Isaiah Thomas, he's a phenomenal player, but he's little, you know, for a point guard position. But here's the deal. We're talking about LaVar Ball. We're talking about the father. We're talking about his daddy. And he said some interviews on the show Undisputed, ESPN Undisputed. And I'm listening to this interview, and I didn't listen to the whole thing. I listened to like 12 minutes of it. But in that 12 minutes, I saw the magic come out. And it's so fitting that he's, you know, wanting his son to play for the Lakers with Magic Johnson. But I'm going to break this interview down a little bit. Now, my editing skills is not so good that I can have the video playing and I can do like video part, then I talk, video part, and I talk. But as this grows, see, that's why, like, you saw the thing about the donations, because as this grows, I'll be able to get that technology to be able to do all of that sort of thing. But for right now, you can always go back and look at this video on ESPN First Take. It just happened yesterday. But LaVar Ball made some comments in there. Shannon Sharp made some comments in there that lets you know the man's working his magic. But his thing is also a game plan of being successful in life, no matter what you're trying to do. So we're gonna break this down. I'm gonna tell you why people hate what he's doing and why people hate him, and they're gonna keep hating on him. And you're gonna see how this same type of hatred has been applied to other people like him. He ain't the first one. He ain't the original. There's been other fathers, there's been other mothers who act the same way. And at first I was gonna stick with fathers, but then I realized there's a lot of women who did the same thing or do the same thing, and they're hated as well. So let's break this down a little bit. So this is not gonna be in the order of the interview, because I have my own flow with this thing, right? So LaVar Ball, what do you do? First thing is that LaVar Ball had a focus. He had a vision. He had a vision before he got married. He had a vision before he had kids that this man was going to have boys and they were going to play in the NBA. This was his vision, his focus prior to marriage, prior to his sons being born. This man already knew. Now that's the first thing you might need to understand, and that's one of the first things people hate. We may sit there and applaud people when they get success, when they reach that point of success, but we hate the point of their focus and their vision. Why? Because it takes time and patience in order for that vision to become reality, and we don't like that. People don't like that, because that tells them that if you want something in your life, then you got to have what? Patience and focus. You know, if you start a business and then 3 years, you're out. You start another business, 2 years, you're out. You start another business, 1 year, you're out. You start another business, 6 months, you're out. If you ain't got the focus, excuse me, if you ain't got the focus or the vision to be able to stay with that business for 10 years, to develop that business for 15 years, to keep growing that business for 20 years, then you don't have it. And when you see somebody else who does, it bothers the hell out of you. See, If you had been hearing LaVar Ball when he was like, 20 years ago, you'd be like, he sound like everybody else. It ain't no big deal. I got the same thing. I'm thinking the same thing. I got my long-term plan too. You've been saying that. But then as you see his plan start to maturate and you see it start to develop, and all of a sudden he start getting these results, whoo, now you're going to feel like, oh, dang, he getting his results. Wow, I'm not getting mine. So you start hating a little bit. But you may come alongside him at that point, but you're a little bit, you're feeling a little bit. But then when it really start hitting, and see hitting that draft lottery, then him saying that he want his son to play for the Lakers, he's always envisioned him playing for the Lakers, and then the Lakers could have lost that draft pick, but they wound up keeping that draft pick, and they're the number 2 draft pick. It's like it's all manifesting. And he actually said in the interview, I manifested this thing. But how did he manifest that, right? Manifesting is just focusing and working on something long enough and hard enough with clear definiteness of purpose to the point where it is revealed right in front of you because it's always been there. But one of the first things, he had a choice of spouse. He watched who he chose as his spouse. You see, he didn't just choose any woman. He chose a woman who was athletic. He chose a woman who had played basketball. He chose a woman, like he said, they became one. They weren't just one in romance and just one in friendship. No, they was one in purpose of family, one in goal of family. They were one. So when it came time for him to build up an environment for his family to facilitate his boys being able to go to the camps, being able to get that extra coaching, to be able to, to have the not have the want, not be in desperation of poverty, and have those distractions where the boys can learn how to focus on getting to where they need to get, because he got 2 other sons and they cold too. But he created that environment because he had a spouse that was in line with him from day one on what kind of family environment and how they're going to grow this family, right? So, and that right there, because later in the interview, he talked about how some of these other people are telling him he need to back off his son, he need to let his son go, he need to let his son be a man. He's letting his son be a man. But I'm going to tell you something. As a parent, I'm not letting my kids go till I die. Plain and simple. I'll always be there to back them, to talk to them, to criticize them, to uplift them, to do everything that's necessary and needed to help them obtain the level of success that they desire. And that's what this man is doing, but we're not used to seeing that. See, when we see that, we get pissed. See, when we see Venus and Serena's father, people got mad. See, when Archie Manning was saying that my son ain't playing for San Diego, people got mad. When Earl was out there with Tiger, people was mad. Now see, when Tiger mama's sitting there, she's just nice and quiet, ain't saying nothing, ain't nobody mad. When Curry's mom is sitting there, she's all nice and quiet, ain't nobody saying nothing, ain't nobody mad. Yeah, but when his wife speak up, all of a sudden y'all mad now. Y'all mad when somebody speak up for their family. But if it was the coach, you're all right. See, we want to turn our kids over to the next person. I need, I'm a parent. I raise them. Next time I need to turn them over to the next person. I'm not turning my kids over to the next person. If the next person can't get in line with what we doing, then the next person ain't the next person. Plain and simple. So this man is just watching out for the welfare of his family, he's protecting that investment into his kids. And that's what we all should be doing, is protecting the investment we put into ourselves and then the investment we put into our kids. So y'all hating on LaVar Ball because he's doing things that you know you should be doing, but you won't do. Because it takes work. It takes work. And they put in that work. They created that environment. He made a comment that when Shannon Sharp was saying, don't you want to go to the other teams and get wine and dine? And he looked at him a little side-eyed and was like, I can do that for myself. I don't need other people to do that. I can do that myself. I can fly first class myself. I can go wine and dine myself. See, he ain't have to worry about that. See, when you're not coming from a point of lack, see, that's another part of the magic. See, when I talked about the vision, talked about the focus, talked about manifesting, but see, the other part of the magic is that he's not coming from a point of lack. You see, he ain't lacking money, where a lot of people who kids got talent like that, singing talent, acting talent, NBA talent, sports talent, those families are usually in lack, usually a single parent household, so they struggling, so they pushing for that money. They pushing to get wine and dine. It's new to them, it's something they want to have. He ain't looking for that because he's not coming from a point of lack. So he made sure that in his plan, he removed not only lack when it comes to his kids, but lack when it comes to him and his wife. See, y'all don't want to hear that. See, you don't want to hear that. But that's the reality of it. As long as you're working from a point of lack, you'll always be in lack.
You'll always be wanting and never having. And there's a big difference between wanting and having. So that's another part. Now, he also talked about the fact that how the universe, how it works, how everything lined up, everything got itself in order. How the best point guard of all time is now attracted to his son, with who he declares as the next best point guard of all time. See, he talked about how things lined up. See, the Lakers had a good chance of losing that pick, right? And if the Lakers lost that pick, that means Lonzo wouldn't have a chance in hell of playing for the Lakers. But now the opportunity is there because they picked second, and they was only projected to pick third. But if they would have got fourth, they would have lost the pick, and the Lakers wouldn't be nowhere in the picture for picking Lonzo Ball. So the whole plan, the whole manifestation would have went sideways, but it didn't. It's still there. The opportunity's still there, right? Now, the only thing that can mess this up is Boston chooses him, or the Lakers just don't pick him. But you know, there's a certain level of magic where you can't control everything. But he's done enough. He's done everything he can do to get things in place, because things have just lined up that way. Now, he also has made a comment. He's talking about working out, because he's not sending his son to go work out for, you know, Boston. You know, he's not sending him to go work out for the 76ers, who picked, I think they picked third. He's not going to work out for anybody but the Lakers. And it's kind of like, and he made a comment that's similar to the line of dress for the job that you want, not the one that you have. He said he's going to go work out for the job that he wants, not for the ones that he don't want. When he didn't take his sons all over, you know, all over for every college. He just took them to UCLA because they chose UCLA and UCLA's program before they got into college. So there was no point to go all over the country looking at these other schools. Just go to UCLA. You gotta work for the job that you want. Work for the lifestyle that you want. If there's a life that you want, then you gotta put your work and your energy just towards that life. Don't put it towards something else. You know, like I said, all that jumping around, see, that's a loss of focus. When you got that focus, you got that vision, and you emotionalize it to the point where it forces you to put forth the work, and that you can't have no other outcome than that thing, then that's putting it in, just that magic. You put that magic in. Right? And then the universe, like Will Smith said, the universe seems to just get out of your way in order to produce what it is that you want, that you deserve, what you focus on. Now, Shannon Sharp, he moved the conversation into a different area, which, see, LaVar and his son came out with these shoes called the ZO2s, right? Now, the thing about these shoes, they're not Nike shoes, they're not Adidas, they're not Reebok. No, they're his own brand. And yeah, he's selling for like $400 something, right? And some people won't buy them. But Shannon Sharp changed his mind and said that other people will come out for their community when somebody's trying to build something. So he's not gonna hate on him for trying to build something himself. So Shannon Sharp went and bought the shoes, because he's gonna support the community that he belongs to. And the other aspect of that is that he was saying that, you know, why you gonna hate on somebody else? If somebody chooses to go the route of Nike and all them, that's cool. But if somebody wants to build something to have for themselves, let's go that route too. Let's support that as well, right? Now, and for my non-African Americans, non-blacks, who are listening to this, I understand in the black community, this is why Skip didn't really have nothing to say on this part, because really can't comprehend this because they don't really see it. But the black community is notorious for not supporting their own. It's notorious. Sorry, it's the truth. Go out there and support somebody else way before we support our own. And then a lot of black businesses aren't run well. So it's kind of like a double-edged sword. Like, it cuts going in and cuts coming out. So you have to be a black business running an exceptional business, and then get those customers who can recognize the exceptional business if you want to be black-owned, black-supported. Just the way it is right now, unless we have a change. Shannon Sharp, Live TV, made the change, right? Made the change, because at first he wasn't down with it. But there was something that LaVar said. He said that they just wanted his son. That's it. Not his creativity, not his input, not him as something more about the company. They just wanted his image, like slavery. You see, Prince did something amazing in the record business, just like Ray Charles did. Ray Charles demanded his masters. That was unheard of back in those days. The artists never held their masters, so the artist was always a slave to the record company. Prince did the same thing. He felt he was a slave to the record company, so he changed his name, had the symbol, had slave on his face. LaVar Ball is saying the same thing. You want to take my son and just use him for as much as you can, while you're getting all the creative control, you're getting the directional control, you're getting the marketing control, the PR control. You basically get to have the essence of my son, and he gets nothing. He doesn't own anything. He doesn't get no creativity, no creative control, no nothing. He's just a piece of property. And the man said, no, my son is not a piece of property for the corporates to go out and do what they will, but that my son is a being, a full being, and being that, I will not allow you to enslave him. Enslave him to your brand. Enslave him to your marketing. Enslave him to your creativity. That no, he can build this on his own. He has a platform now. And when he gets drafted, he's really going to have a platform. But he has a platform that he can stand on. Right? He's going to have the finances to do what's necessary. And evidently, they already got some level of finances. Like I said, his mom and dad created an environment. A two-parent environment that they created to make sure that they weren't coming from a point of lack, because he already had the prototypes. They're already getting it done. They already got the shoes. They're getting it done, so they don't have to have the brand. And trust me, distributorships are gonna fall all over themselves. If in the first stages, they're gonna fall all over themselves. But if the boy proves to be a good NBA player, an all-star NBA player, a star NBA, they will fall all over themselves. The distributions will fall all over themselves to get those shoes in, because they know they can make money. But now, who is the slave and who's not? And that was the point that he was getting. See, when you work from a point of vision, when you maintain focus and drive, you understand that it's a long game, not this 2-year, 3-year, 5-year BS that most people are going into, believing in and going into, that this is a 10-year to be a overnight success. This is a 20-year game. You know, you look at it, this has been a 20+ year vision for LaVar Ball that he's stuck to with clear and concise focus, and built an environment that will allow for the manifestation to occur, allow for him to work his magic. See, y'all hate on that, because you feel like you can't do it. Look, I'm 45 years old, and like Gary Vee just recently said, if I had known when I was 20 that I would feel pretty much the same way on the inside at 45 that I do as 20, like, I don't feel like I'm 45. Like, I have to see this gray in order for you to recognize that I'm like 45 years old. I feel like I'm 20. I got energy like I'm 20. You know, I got that exuberance to go and do stuff and build stuff and create stuff like I'm 20. And if you had told me that at 45 I was gonna feel this way at 20, I would have even back then there would have been so many different choices I would have made, because I would have known the long game already. I would know that there's a long game, because when I was 20 and I used to see guys who were 45, that he was old as hell. That dude was old. He was like dirt nap old. So, but I didn't have that. But now I'm 45, I know that. So if you're young, if you're a young one, if you're 30, if you're 20 and you're looking at this, trust me, when you're 50, you're gonna feel the same way on the inside that you feel now. Unless you take your body through hell and eat like crap and get all fat nasty and have all kinds of diseases. Other than that, you're gonna feel, or some major accident, you're gonna feel the exact same way at 50 that you do now. And if you're 50, you're probably gonna feel the same way at 70 that you do now. So if you sit around and think that you gotta have it now, you can't play the long game, you can't have vision and focus and grind that thing out, then just get a job and take life as it is. Be one of those people who just switch careers every 6 years and just do that and just complain and whine and then just die, and you'll be okay. All right. But if you really want to have love in your life, success in your life, you know, adventure in your life, you want to have it all in your life, then realize you got time to play the long game. So LaVar Ball, I salute you, brother. Keep doing what you're doing. Well, I know you're going to keep doing what you're doing. But just a little encouragement. Don't let nobody, not letting anybody tell you how to handle your family and your vision and your path to success for your family, and building a legacy and building a dynasty and building something that people ain't seen before. Don't let well, we've seen it actually, the Serenas and all them, but you're in a different environment. People are used to agents and they used to, you know, everybody else taking over, you know. But you keep doing what you're doing. You keep following your blueprint. And don't let nobody change what you doing. And if you a parent out there and you ain't even a parent yet, and you know you're gonna build something, you got a vision for something, you've been given a vision, stick with it. Don't let nobody change what you're trying to do. Don't let nobody change what you're moving in the direction of doing. Let me take that trying bull crap out. Moving in that direction. Don't let nobody stop you. You keep rolling strong on what you doing, and for anybody else, to hell with them, man. They can keep it moving. Cause ain't nobody worried about it. Cause at the end of the day, who you got to answer to? You. That's the person you got to answer to. You. So y'all have a great day, and remember, you got to free yourself to be yourself. Because your greatness is just non-negotiable. It got to be non-negotiable. All right. So hey, I appreciate it. Make sure you subscribe, share this video. Hey, if you want to donate to the cause, donate to this channel, I appreciate it. But also, I designed a t-shirt that says "Free yourself to be yourself." So y'all have a great day.